Ladies and gentlemen, we've got major stuff, including huge rumors on Deion Sanders, the current Jackson State head coach. Once again, these rumors not making any sense. Now, the first thing I want to do is flash back about a month when I gave my future prediction on Florida State football. I basically came out and said, listen, Deion Sanders will be the head coach of Florida State next year. It makes too much sense. This program is completely dead in the water. Their recruiting is dead. Their NIL is dead. Their hype is dead. They're not a talented roster. I said it makes way too much sense. Deion Sanders will make the step up. He will go to FSU. Travis Hunter will follow. And now we've got a rumor 2 weeks into the season. How about this? Spoke with someone today who told me Deion Sanders to Georgia Tech is about to get real. And of course, this makes absolutely no sense. Georgia Tech, very stingy when it comes to recruiting, academic standards. Deion Sanders would be very hamstrung trying to recruit at Georgia Tech. So that makes no sense to me. I maintain the theory that Florida State will very likely go 7-5 or 6-6 even after their 2-0 start. And we can look at their schedule, and I can pull their schedule up for Florida State fans for you guys to understand why I expect it. But the Deion Sanders stuff, if he's going to a Power 5 team, it will be Florida State. This program, this roster, it's dead in the water. There's no hype surrounding it. They need juice. Deion Sanders is literally the perfect fit, 100 out of 100. You could not ask for a better fit for all of the obvious reasons than Deion Sanders to Florida State. And we're not just talking about, his past, things like that. We're talking about the way NIL is right now, being a major program in the state of Florida. It is so obvious. And then also Jackson State, the overall roster he's built up is talented enough to where if Deion becomes the head coach at FSU, he's bringing 7 or 8 kids through the transfer portal from Jackson State to FSU, including the number 1 overall player, Travis Hunter. If this were to happen, I'm just speculating, if Florida State has a coaching opening, which I think they will because the schedule is harder than it looks. So looking at the schedule, you beat Duquesne, right? And then you beat LSU, who I think's overrated anyways, and they won by 1 point. How about this? They get a bye week this week at Louisville. I think they lose that game. Guys, I know Louisville looked really bad against Syracuse. Let's not overreact. Malik Cunningham is still a good quarterback. I think Louisville will be the favorite in this game, and they'll win it. So now you've got 1 loss. Now you're 2-1. Boston College and Wake Forest, I say you go 1-1 in those 2 games. Now you're 3-2. At NC State versus Clemson, best case scenario for me is 1-1. So now you're 4-3. Versus Georgia Tech, that's a win. You're 5-3. At Miami, that's a loss. You're 5-4. At Syracuse, possible win. Versus Louisiana, probable win. Although Louisiana was good last year, I don't think Louisiana is nearly as good. And then versus Florida, the rivalry game at home. Florida looks pretty good, probably a loss. Bottom line is I see them at best going 7-5. So if they go 7-5, this is a program that's stuck in the water. They're not recruiting good enough to, warrant keeping the current coaching regime in place. They're going to need new blood. Deion Sanders to Florida State, I've said it before, it's the most obvious thing ever. And with the playoff expanding, everything like that, Deion Sanders, Florida State, it's going to be great for college football, the overall hype. It's going to be great for the ACC because Florida State immediately becomes at least a contender within the ACC and possibly a college football playoff contender once we get the 12-team college football playoff overall. And then how about this? We've got most interesting games for week number 2, Texas, Alabama. BYU Baylor. I'd probably put BYU Baylor at number 1. I think that's pretty logical. That's a game that's going to be really good. BYU right now, that line is up to 3.5 in BYU's favor. Be a huge program-changing win for them. But guys, the one thing I'll say, the noon window is going to be really good this weekend. I would honestly put Ohio State, Arkansas State on this list. I don't see that anywhere. Iowa State, is that a 3:30 game, I believe? That'll be an interesting one. Tennessee, Pittsburgh, that's another 3:30 game. And, for that is a great measuring stick game for both of those programs. Tennessee at Pittsburgh, really, and if you're Tennessee, you have to like that non-conference game. It's not overwhelming. You're the favorite, but it's also a game you can pick up a really quality win. Kentucky at Florida, so that's going to be another 7 o'clock game. So that's Florida's second straight home 7 o'clock game. Houston at Texas Tech. Yeah, there's some good games, guys. There really are this week. The one game I would really disagree with, Washington State at Wisconsin, I would not have on this list. That's going to be a blowout in my opinion. I'm surprised Wisconsin's only a 17-point favorite. Washington State, at least this year, is just simply not good. We've got this. Can you imagine conference championship games on Thanksgiving week and week 1 on week 0? It's a concept under discussion in an expanded college football playoff. They're trying to shift the calendar around to jam as many games as they can possibly get into the window, because obviously with a 12-team playoff, you need more rounds, 2 more rounds, so that's 2 more weekends worth of games you've got to jam in somewhere. My question becomes, if we're starting week 1, I guess the last week of August, does week 0 go extinct, or are we starting week 0 in mid-August? That would be my question. And then, as for the end of the season, playing conference championship games on Thanksgiving weekend, I personally think makes a lot of sense. I will say, having those Black Friday games, there's some nostalgia. I like that. I like Iowa playing on Black Friday. Nebraska, things. I like those type of games. So that would be tough. But normally there isn't a lot of Black Friday games anyways. There's actually a few at least one Thursday game, I think, normally. The Ole Miss rivalry game, Ole Miss, Mississippi State maybe. But yeah, this is a calendar that, again, guys, we've talked about it multiple times. Most people are for the playoff expanding to 12 teams. It makes the most sense. And it's just going to shift a few things around. They got to jam more games in there. So that is why they would be doing that. We've got this number of playoff appearances if we always had a 12-team playoff. So if we implemented a 12-team playoff starting in 2014, Ohio State, 8 out of 8. Alabama. So a lot of people were wondering, how the heck is Alabama not 8 out of 8? When was Alabama ranked, below number 12? Alabama was somehow ranked 13th, I believe, back in 2019. And if you guys remember, that was the only year they didn't make a New Year's Six Bowl. They played in the Citrus Bowl against Michigan and then just crushed Michigan with Mac Jones starting. Maybe Tua was injured, because I think Mac Jones started that game and Jerry Jeudy went off. But you can see kind of the continued success. Clemson, I believe Clemson the first year of the playoff would have missed it. And then maybe did Clemson finish top 12 last year? They were close. Oklahoma, Georgia. How about Penn State? So this is a really good roadmap at kind of how the 12-team playoff will be. You would see teams like Penn State regularly in the playoff. Notre Dame, I think they already have 2 or 3 Wait, does Notre Dame have 2 playoff appearances? And they're 0-2, I want to say. And then the teams with 3, you can see no big surprises. Baylor with 3, Ole Miss with 3. The teams with 1, Kansas State, Georgia Tech. So Georgia Tech, I think that was in 2014 when they finished top 12. Stanford with McCaffrey. Colorado. When did Colorado finish top 12, man? That couldn't have been too long ago. Indiana, the pandemic, right? The pandemic. Coastal Carolina, Grayson McCall, great quarterback. And then Wait, who's that first team with 1? Who is that? Oh, TCU. Okay, yeah. Very, very weird logo pick. Normally the logo is just the symbol TCU, but they went with the frog. But TCU, of course, in 2014, a lot of people... It's so sad what happened to TCU in 2014 because there was a window where people were like, back in 2014, TCU gets bumped down because Ohio State crushes Wisconsin 59-0. People are outraged because TCU was so good that year, although they did not have a good defense. And then there's like no way you can argue it because Ohio State goes out, beats Alabama, destroys Marcus Mariota and Oregon, and it's like, if you're TCU, how do you argue being in ahead of Ohio State when Ohio State beats the next? It's so sad. And because TCU crushed Ole Miss in I think it was the Peach Bowl. I think that was the first year of the Peach Bowl, and I remember everyone making fun of the name, the Peach Bowl, because it is kind of a dumb name for a New Year's Six Bowl. But guys, overall, my take on the Deion Sanders stuff, there's rumors. Is he going to stay at Jackson State? Is he going to go to a place like Georgia Tech? Why would he? If he's going to a Power 5 school, I can promise you he wouldn't go to Georgia Tech where the restrictions, the academic stuff, it's a square peg in a round hole. It makes no sense. FSU, it's literally, I mean, this is the best coaching fit I've seen. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. It's going to bring Florida State football back. I know Florida State fans are optimistic. They're 2-0. Guys, don't be fooled. I've watched Florida State. They have the roster talent is just remarkable how bad it is. And it's nothing against Florida State, but they're going to win 6 games and people are going to be surprised. You look at their schedule, things like that. Florida State needs an infusion. They need NIL hype. Deion Sanders, mainstream, former NFL superstar, former college star, checks all the boxes. This is the number one target for Florida State football, a program that is, I think the perfect word to describe Florida State football, treading water. That's what Florida State football is doing right now. They need an infusion of life. And then when it comes to Nebraska, guys, with their coaching opening, I would really have to think about that because certainly we would expect Scott Frost, unless he beats Oklahoma, he needs to beat Oklahoma. If he doesn't beat Oklahoma and they have another weird Big Ten loss, you're looking at him getting fired sometime in early October because his buyout gets cut in half on October 1st, which would enable Nebraska to fire him for significantly less in terms of paying him a buyout after they fire him. So that is kind of the overall business side of Nebraska football and where they go next. They've still got great support within their program, but Scott Frost clearly losing to Northwestern, probably the nail in the coffin, unless they somehow pull off an upset against Oklahoma. That will probably do it for Scott Frost at Nebraska. So those could be 2 of the biggest coaching job openings, Nebraska and Florida State. We will see. Maybe Florida State wins 9-10 games and I'm wrong. It could happen. But looking at that roster, I find it very hard to believe. And that's why I said about a month ago, Deion Sanders, we know he likes Jackson State. Historically, black colleges, we understand that. It's too enticing to me to where you can go to a place like Florida State, bring Travis Hunter, and it's just the perfect situation. So we'll see what ends up happening. Maybe he's happy at Jackson State, but I just saw these rumors, and it's like, it's right there in plain sight. If Deion Sanders takes a Power 5 job, it's Florida State. Florida State is not in a good position right now. I know they're 2-0, but they're not. So we will see what ends up happening there. But guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.